Did you know that just one vitamin you're taking every day could be quietly weakening your legs, especially after the age of 60? If your legs feel heavy, achy, or even if you're having trouble climbing stairs, then listen closely. What I'm about to share today could completely change the way you take care of your health and help you maintain your freedom and mobility in your golden years. Older adults, especially those over 60, pay close attention. If you ignore this information, your risk of muscle weakness, joint pain, or even losing your ability to walk freely could double. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to avoid these dangerous mistakes and regain strength in your legs. Stay with me until the end of the video because you'll be surprised to learn about 2 vitamins you thought were good that may actually be silently damaging your leg health. First, I want you to hit the subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on important health tips designed specifically for seniors. And if you're watching, leave a comment below. Just type the number 1 if you feel like this video is speaking directly to you, or type 0 if you're not quite sure yet. I want to know where you're at with me today. In this video, we're going to explore the foods and 2 specific vitamins you need to avoid immediately to protect your legs, from the sweet treats you love, like candy and pastries, to the pills you buy at the pharmacy with good intentions. Any of them could be the culprit. Let's dive in and find out if you've been unknowingly harming your legs. At the top of the list, candy and sweets, the sweet enemy of your legs. Picture this. You're enjoying a delicious slice of cake after dinner. The flavor melts in your mouth, it feels comforting, and you think it's just a harmless little treat. But if you're over 60, this habit could be quietly destroying the strength of your legs. Sweets, from candy and cookies to pastries and cakes, are loaded with refined sugar, a dangerous enemy to your muscles and joints. Refined sugar causes inflammation in the body, especially in your muscles and joints. When you consume too much sugar, your body produces inflammatory substances that make your legs more sensitive, more prone to pain, and quicker to deteriorate. Have you ever noticed your legs aching after a day of eating too many sweets? That's not a coincidence. Chronic inflammation weakens your muscles, making it harder to stand for long periods, walk, or climb stairs. What's more, sugar increases insulin resistance, a condition where your muscles don't receive enough energy to function properly. When muscles lack energy, they become weaker and less resilient. This is especially dangerous for those over 60, as muscle mass naturally begins to decline with age, a process known as sarcopenia. On top of that, eating too much sugar often leads to weight gain, and every extra pound adds more pressure to your legs. Imagine each step you take feeling like you're carrying an extra backpack, wearing down your joints and muscles faster. But sugar doesn't stop there. It also reduces blood circulation, meaning your leg muscles get less oxygen and fewer nutrients. The result? Slower muscle recovery, quicker fatigue, and your legs may start to feel heavy as lead. A recent study found that people who consume a lot of refined sugar have a 20% higher risk of circulatory problems, increasing the likelihood of muscle weakness and leg pain. So, should you give up sweets entirely? Not necessarily. Instead of eating processed candy or store-bought desserts, try natural options like fresh fruit or homemade treats with less sugar. Add a dash of cinnamon or a bit of honey for flavor. Your legs will thank you, and you'll still be able to enjoy sweet moments without compromising your health. In second place, fried foods, tasty but dangerous. Next, let's talk about another enemy many of us love, fried foods. French fries, fried chicken, donuts. These dishes are hard to resist. But if you're over 60, these favorites could be silently damaging your legs. Why? Because they're packed with trans fats and saturated fats, 2 major culprits that trigger inflammation in the body. Trans fats increase markers of inflammation, making your joints and muscles stiff and prone to pain. Have you ever felt your legs heavy and sore after a meal full of fried food? That's your body sending you a warning. Inflammation caused by trans fats doesn't just harm your muscles, it also reduces blood flow, depriving your leg muscles of the oxygen and nutrients they need to recover and stay strong. Moreover, fried foods often clog blood vessels, restricting blood flow to your legs. It's like squeezing a garden hose. When the water can't flow, the plants wilt. Likewise, when your leg muscles don't get enough blood, they weaken, become more prone to cramps, and struggle to recover after activity. For people over 60, This is especially dangerous as the body already has a harder time regenerating tissue. Fried foods come with another problem. They're low in nutritional value. Instead of providing protein, vitamins, or minerals to nourish your muscles, they deliver empty calories. It's like fueling your car with low-quality gas. It might run, but it won't last long and will break down more easily. A diet high in fried foods leads to weight gain, puts extra pressure on your legs and joints, and speeds up the natural loss of muscle mass with age. So, how can you make a change? You don't have to give up tasty food entirely. Instead of frying, try baking or steaming. For example, swap French fries for oven-roasted potatoes with a drizzle of olive oil and some herbs. Still delicious, but much healthier. Remember, every small change you make today can help you keep your legs strong and stay mobile for many more years to come. In third place, white bread, the familiar enemy at your table. Now let's talk about a food that's found in almost every household, white bread. For many, white bread is a go-to breakfast or snack item, but if you're over 60, it could be quietly weakening your legs. How can a simple slice of bread be so harmful? Let me explain. White bread is made from refined flour, which has been stripped of most of its fiber and nutrients. When you eat it, it quickly spikes your blood sugar, causing sudden sugar crashes. These fluctuations can drain your muscle energy, leaving your legs feeling tired and weak. Have you ever felt your legs shaky or heavy after a breakfast of white bread with butter? That's a sign your body isn't getting the energy it needs to function well. On top of that, white bread lacks the protein and essential minerals needed to maintain muscle. People over 60 need more protein to fight off sarcopenia, the natural muscle loss that comes with aging. When you eat white bread instead of most protein-rich foods like eggs or fish, your body misses out on the fuel it needs to rebuild muscle. The result? Weaker leg muscles, making it harder to stand for long periods, walk, or even stay balanced. White bread also contributes to weight gain, especially when paired with butter, cheese, or sweet jams. Every extra pound adds more burden to your legs, increasing the risk of joint pain and inflammation. A recent study found that people who consume high amounts of refined carbs like white bread have a 15% higher risk of muscle loss compared to those who choose whole grains. So, should you give up bread entirely? Not at all. Just swap white bread for whole grain options. Or try breads made from oats or barley. Pair it with protein, like a boiled egg, or a bit of natural peanut butter. And you've got a meal that's both delicious and supportive of your leg health. These small changes can make a big difference in helping you stay flexible, strong, and independent. In fourth place, alcohol, beware the silent saboteur. We often think a glass of wine in the evening is harmless, maybe even good for our health. But if you're over 60, alcohol can be a silent saboteur to your legs. After 60, your body no longer processes alcohol as efficiently as it once did. This amplifies alcohol's negative effects on your muscles, bones, and blood circulation. Alcohol interferes with your body's ability to absorb essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, key heroes in keeping your muscles and bones strong. Without these nutrients, leg muscles become weaker, bones more brittle, and the risk of falling increases. Have you ever woken up with sore legs after a night of drinking? That's your body signaling it's under stress from alcohol. Moreover, alcohol causes dehydration, reducing muscle flexibility and increasing the risk of cramps. Those painful nighttime cramps aren't just annoying, they're a red flag that your muscles are undernourished. Alcohol also affects liver function, and the liver is crucial for producing substances that support tissue health. When the liver is overworked, your leg muscles recover more slowly after activity, leading to prolonged soreness and a higher risk of injury. Another issue is that alcohol is often packed with calories, contributing to weight gain, especially belly fat. Every extra pound adds stress to your joints and leg muscles, making movement harder. One study found that people who drink regularly after age 60 have a 25% higher risk of muscle loss compared to those who limit their alcohol intake. My advice? Cut back on alcohol and replace it with water, herbal teas, or fresh fruit juice. If you still want to enjoy a drink, choose a lighter option and drink in moderation, always alongside water to stay hydrated. Your legs will thank you for making this healthier choice. We've just uncovered the first 4 enemies of your legs: sugary treats, fried foods, white bread, and alcohol. But don't stop here. there's still so much more you need to know to protect the strength of your legs. In the next section, I'll reveal even more harmful foods, from processed meats and instant noodles to seemingly harmless snacks. And most importantly, we'll get closer to identifying the 2 vitamins you might be using incorrectly, which could be silently weakening your legs day by day. Keep reading to learn how to protect your legs and maintain the freedom to move with confidence. Before we continue, I'd like you to save this article or hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on valuable health tips made especially for your golden years. And if you're thinking, I only eat a little processed meat or instant noodles, what's the harm? Let me warn you, these small habits can add up and cause bigger problems than you realize. Let's keep going on this journey together, discovering which foods to avoid next and how to replace them to keep your legs strong and healthy. Position 5. Processed meats. Convenient, but full of risks. Imagine you're putting together a quick breakfast with a slice of bread and some sausage or deli meat. Convenient, right? But if you're over 60, processed meats like sausages, bacon, or ham could be quietly damaging your legs. Why? Because they're packed with sodium, saturated fat, and chemical preservatives, a perfect recipe for triggering inflammation in the body. Sodium in processed meats is one of the main culprits. Just one small sausage can contain up to 30% of your recommended daily sodium intake, causing water retention and swelling in your legs, especially around the ankles and knees. Have you ever woken up with heavy, stiff legs after a meal loaded with processed meats? That's your body reacting to sodium overload, which increases pressure on blood vessels and reduces blood flow to your leg muscles. When circulation is poor, your muscles don't get enough oxygen and nutrients, leading to weakness, soreness, and fatigue. The saturated fats in processed meats are another major concern. They raise bad cholesterol, clog arteries, and restrict blood flow to your legs. It's like a roadblock keeping vital supplies from reaching their destination. The result? Weakened leg muscles, stiff joints, and difficulty walking or standing for long periods. A recent study showed that people who consume a lot of processed meat have a 20% higher risk of muscle loss compared to those who choose natural protein sources like fish or lean meat. What's more, chemical preservatives in processed meats, such as nitrates, can trigger chronic inflammation, damaging both joints and muscles. This type of inflammation doesn't just cause pain, it also increases the risk of injury, especially as you age and your body's ability to heal slows down. Instead of processed meats, try switching to healthier protein sources like eggs, fish, lean chicken, or even lentils. A breakfast of boiled eggs and leafy greens can provide steady energy without harming your legs. These small changes can help you feel lighter and more active every day. Position 6. Instant noodles. Quick but dangerous. Next, let's talk about a favorite meal among many people over 60 for its convenience: instant noodles. In just a few minutes, you have a hot meal ready. But did you know that little packet of noodles might be silently eroding the strength of your legs? Instant noodles are packed with sodium, chemical additives, and lack the essential nutrients needed to maintain healthy muscles. A single serving of instant noodles can contain over 50% of your recommended daily sodium intake, leading to water retention and swelling in your legs. Have you ever felt like your legs were weighed down with lead after eating instant noodles? That's because the sodium causes your body to retain fluid, increasing pressure on blood vessels and reducing circulation to your leg muscles. When muscles don't receive enough oxygen and nutrients, they weaken, fatigue more easily, and struggle to recover after activity. That's not all. Additives in instant noodles, such as monosodium glutamate, MSG, can trigger chronic inflammation in the body. This inflammation damages joints and muscles, leaving you stiff and sore when moving. One study found that people who regularly consumed MSG-rich foods had a 15% higher risk of developing arthritis compared to those who avoided such additives. Furthermore, instant noodles lack protein, fiber, and key micronutrients like magnesium and calcium, nutrients that are vital for maintaining strong muscles and bones. Eating instant noodles instead of a balanced meal is like fueling your car with poor quality gasoline. It might run, but not for long and not efficiently. My advice? Swap instant noodles for homemade meals like vegetable soup with chicken or beans. If you need something quick, try a bowl of oatmeal with leafy greens and a boiled egg. Delicious and nutritious. These small changes can help your legs feel lighter, reduce swelling and pain, and provide your body with lasting energy. Position the 7. Processed sweets. Sweet but full of risks. Now, let's talk about another food that many people love: processed sweets. Those store-bought cakes, cookies, and pastries may look delicious, but if you're over 60, they could be a dangerous enemy to your legs. Why? Because they're packed with refined sugar, trans fats, and chemical preservatives, a toxic combination for your muscles and joints. The sugar in processed sweets increases inflammation in the body, making muscles and joints more sensitive and prone to pain. Have you ever felt your legs tired or stiff after eating a slice of cake? That's a sign of chronic inflammation attacking your muscles, weakening them, and making recovery more difficult. On top of that, sugar disrupts insulin function, preventing muscles from getting the energy they need to work properly. This is especially risky for people over 60, as muscle mass naturally declines with age. The trans fats in processed sweets are even more dangerous. They lower good cholesterol, raise bad cholesterol, and clog blood vessels. When blood can't flow properly to your legs, your muscles don't get enough oxygen and nutrients, which leads to weakness, cramps, and a heavy feeling. One study found that people who consumed a lot of trans fats had an 18% higher risk of muscle loss compared to those who chose natural foods. Additionally, processed sweets often contain preservatives and emulsifiers that increase inflammation and disrupt the immune system. This makes your leg joints more prone to pain, reduces mobility, and increases the risk of falling. Instead of processed sweets, try baking at home using whole wheat flour, fresh fruits, and a touch of honey. Still tasty, but so much better for your legs. Position 8. Processed cheese. Tasty but unhealthy. Processed cheese like cheese slices, cheese spreads, or melting cheese is a popular item in many households. But if you're over 60, these types of cheese could be quietly harming your legs. They're loaded with sodium, saturated fat, and chemical additives, which can trigger a range of issues for your muscles and blood circulation. The sodium in processed cheese causes the body to retain water, leading to swelling in the legs, especially around the ankles and knees. Have you ever felt your legs heavy after eating a cheese sandwich? That's because sodium increases pressure on the blood vessels, reduces circulation, and deprives your muscles of oxygen. This results in muscle weakness, cramps, and lingering pain. The saturated fats in processed cheese also raise bad cholesterol, clog blood vessels, and restrict blood flow to the legs. When muscles don't get enough nutrients, they become weaker and take longer to recover after activity. Additionally, additives like phosphates in processed cheese can disrupt the body's mineral balance, affecting calcium and magnesium, two crucial nutrients for muscle and bone health. Without enough of these, you may experience nighttime cramps or ongoing joint pain. Instead of processed cheese, opt for natural cheeses like ricotta, cottage cheese, or fresh cheese. These are rich in protein and contain fewer additives, helping to nourish muscles without harming your circulation. A slice of fresh cheese paired with fruit or leafy greens makes a delicious and leg-friendly snack. Position 9. Commercial ice cream, a dangerous dessert. On hot days, a cold scoop of ice cream can be a real treat. But if you're over 60, commercial ice cream might be a silent enemy to your legs. These ice creams are loaded with refined sugar, saturated fat, and additives like emulsifiers and artificial coloring, all of which can harm your muscles and blood circulation. The sugar in commercial ice cream increases inflammation, making your muscles and joints more prone to pain and weakness. Have you ever felt your legs tired or heavy after eating a big bowl of ice cream? That's because sugar causes blood sugar spikes and crashes, draining energy from your muscles. On top of that, the saturated fat in ice cream clogs your blood vessels, making it harder for blood to flow to your legs. When your muscles don't get enough oxygen, they weaken, cramp more easily, and recover more slowly. The additives in commercial ice cream, like emulsifiers and artificial colors, also contribute to chronic inflammation, damaging joints and muscle tissue. One study found that people who frequently consumed foods with chemical additives had a 12% higher risk of developing arthritis compared to those who chose natural foods. Instead of commercial ice cream, try making your own at home using fresh fruit and natural yogurt. It's delicious, healthier, and your legs will feel lighter and more energized. We've just uncovered 5 more dangerous foods: processed meats, instant noodles, packaged sweets, processed cheese, and commercial ice cream. These foods may be silently weakening your legs, but you can absolutely make a change by choosing healthier alternatives. In the next section, I'll reveal even more foods to avoid, such as milk chocolate, canned goods, and snack foods containing MSG. Most importantly, we'll explore the two most dangerous vitamins, ones you might be using incorrectly, that could be gradually weakening your legs day by day. Keep reading to protect your leg strength and enjoy a life of freedom and vitality. Position 10, milk chocolate, a sweet delight with hidden risks. Imagine savoring a milk chocolate bar on a quiet afternoon, the sweet taste melting in your mouth. It's comforting, right? But if you're over 60, this treat could be silently weakening your legs. Milk chocolate, especially commercial varieties, is packed with refined sugar and saturated fats, a dangerous combination for your muscles and joints. The sugar in milk chocolate triggers chronic inflammation, damaging muscles and joints, and making your legs more prone to pain and weakness. Have you ever felt your legs heavy or tired after eating a large chocolate bar? That's due to sugar causing blood sugar spikes and crashes, draining energy from your muscles. Additionally, the saturated fats in milk chocolate raise bad cholesterol, clogging blood vessels and reducing blood flow to your legs. When muscles lack oxygen and nutrients, they become weaker, more prone to cramps, and slower to recover after physical activity. Another issue is that commercial milk chocolate usually contains very little cocoa, the source of antioxidants that support circulation. Instead, it's loaded with preservatives and artificial sweeteners that can disrupt liver and pancreas function, interfering with the absorption of essential nutrients for muscle health. One study found that people who consume a lot of milk chocolate have a 15% higher risk of muscle loss compared to those who opt for dark chocolate with a high cocoa content. So, should you give up chocolate entirely? Not at all. Switch to dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa and enjoy it in moderation. This type of chocolate contains antioxidants that enhance circulation and support muscle strength. A small piece of dark chocolate paired with a cup of herbal tea is a smart, healthy way to indulge, letting you enjoy the treat without harming your legs. Now, we've come to the most important part, the two types of vitamins you might be taking the wrong way, which could be weakening your legs day by day. You might think taking vitamins is a good way to protect your health, but if taken in excess, they can become a dangerous enemy. Let's explore together. Vitamin A, more harm than good, if overused. Vitamin A is essential for vision, immunity, and skin health. But if you're over 60 and taking too much, especially from supplements, it can actually harm your legs. After age 60, the body has a harder time processing and eliminating excess vitamin A, leading to a buildup in the liver and joints, which can result in a condition called hypervitaminosis A. One of the first signs of excess vitamin A is muscle pain, especially in the legs and back. Have you ever felt aching legs or had trouble climbing stairs after taking vitamin A supplements? That's because excess vitamin A causes inflammation in muscle tissue, weakening muscles, and slowing recovery. Furthermore, it interferes with the absorption of calcium and magnesium, two essential minerals for proper muscle contraction and relaxation. Without these nutrients, you might experience cramps, joint pain, and persistent fatigue. Too much vitamin A also leads to bone mineral loss, particularly in the legs and hips, increasing the risk of fractures. For those already showing signs of osteoporosis, this is especially dangerous. One study found that people who overdosed on vitamin A supplements had a 20% higher risk of fractures compared to those who got it only from natural food sources. My advice? Get your vitamin A from natural foods like liver, egg yolks, carrots, or pumpkin. These sources are safe and sufficient for your body's needs. If you're taking supplements, consult your doctor and avoid high doses on your own. A balanced diet will help you avoid the risks of vitamin A overdose and keep your legs strong and healthy. Vitamin D too much can also be dangerous. Vitamin D is often praised for its role in bone and immune health, especially for those over 60. But did you know that taking too much vitamin D, particularly from supplements, can actually harm your legs? Excess vitamin D, or hypervitaminosis D, leads to high blood calcium levels, hypercalcemia, which causes a range of problems for muscles and joints. When calcium levels in the blood become too high, you may experience muscle stiffness, joint pain, cramps, and poor coordination. Have you ever felt like your legs were stiff as a board or sore after taking high doses of vitamin D? That's because calcium can build up in soft tissues like muscles and tendons, reducing flexibility and causing pain during movement. What's more, too much vitamin D can strain the kidneys, the organ responsible for regulating mineral balance. When your kidneys are overloaded, your legs may become swollen, sore, and weak. One study found that people over 60 who took excessive vitamin D had a 25% higher risk of muscle and joint pain compared to those who took moderate doses. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means it accumulates in the body instead of being flushed out quickly, increasing the risk of side effects if taken in excess. My advice? Take vitamin D only as prescribed by your doctor, based on blood tests to determine the appropriate dosage. Instead of relying on supplements, try combining sun exposure, 10 or 15 minutes per day, with vitamin-rich foods like salmon, eggs, or mushrooms. These methods are safe and help keep your legs strong without the risk of overdose. We've just taken a long journey together, exploring 10 dangerous foods and 2 vitamins that can weaken your legs after age 60. From sweets, fried foods, white bread, alcohol, processed meats, instant noodles, packaged pastries, processed cheese, commercial ice cream, milk chocolate, canned foods, processed cookies, foods containing MSG, and finally, vitamins A and D when taken in excess. Each of these seemingly harmless foods or habits could be silently stealing your strength, flexibility, and mobility. But the good news is that you can absolutely make a change by choosing healthier options like fresh foods, whole grains, lean proteins, and using supplements the right way. If you want to keep your legs strong, reduce pain, and enjoy an active retirement, start today. Replace processed foods with natural ones, read product labels carefully, and consult your doctor before taking any supplements. These small changes can make a big difference, helping you walk, climb stairs, and stay independent for years to come. I encourage you to hit the subscribe button or save this article to receive more helpful health tips. If you found this information valuable, please share it with your friends and loved ones so we can all protect our golden years together. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Let me know where you're from, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. You can type 1 if this article was helpful, or 0 if you need more information. Finally, be sure to check out our next article. 3. Foods you should avoid. If you experience numbness in your legs, you'll be surprised by what we reveal. Thank you for joining me. Wishing you continued health and vitality. See you in the next article.